I know, well, we were just saying you're retired, but what did you used to do before you retired, and where are you located at?
I was a 40-year trauma flight nurse, and I am located in South Texas.
Awesome. So give everybody a quick rundown. Like, where were you at in your fitness journey right before you sat with me on a consultation?
Sure, I have been lifting weights since COVID, when COVID happened, but really struggling with the nutrition and needed help on that nutrition. And then I also have incurred a few injuries, which your team has been great in working with me. So I needed some direction for exercise and certainly some nutritional advice to get me on the right macro and dialed in.
Awesome. And for you too, did you try anything before? Like you worked with us? Did you try any like apps or ebooks or diets or anything like that?
Oh, yes, I think I've tried every single alphabet soup. So I've tried online programs, I've tried other coaching programs, I've tried apps, I've tried every diet out there.
Mhm. Yeah. And when you stepped inside, like what would you kind of say your goal was when you walked into the program with us?
My goal actually was to drop some weight. Um,
Mhm.
not getting it wasn't about getting healthy. In the program, I've learned so much. I've learned acceptance of food, the requirements needed for my body type and my exercise load. And that's invaluable for me because I have a huge food hang up. So um, while I went in desiring to lose weight, I've gained so much more than a weight loss.
I know, and, like, for you too, like, I mean, after doing all the things that you tried, right? You tried everything under the sun. What made you decide to take a chance on yourself again, like, invest more money into another program?
Actually, I found you on Instagram, but
Mm,
you reached out where most programs just send you an artificial link. You reached out, and on our intake interview, I felt like it was more personal, and
mhm,
I felt like you understand the plight of those of us who were shifting and flipping days to nights and nights to mids to whatever, and that you had a different connection, I thought, and certainly more personable than anything else that I've experienced out there.
awesome, and
You
since,
sold the deal.
yeah, so let's hold it the confidence sitting down with me. I always tell people like I'm a normal person. Like that's kind of weird with being in the internet space because
Yeah.
I kind of get elevated somehow, some way when you're on the internet, right? But at the end of the day, I'm still just like you guys. Like I mean, that's how I view myself. I don't think I'm any different. Like I did the shift work. I've been in. If you've seen, crazy stuff while you're on the job, and that was never my goal either, is to be internet famous or anything like that. Obviously, I have to get out there, but I want you guys to know, like, that's, you know, I just act like a normal person. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I joke around with people on consultations all the time because I think it's, we're just people having a conversation at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Whether you guys decide to jump in or not. So I guess too for you, like any transformations you saw. I know the big goal was weight loss, but like, how do you feel outside of just the scale numbers?
So I went into it with just weight loss in mind, but even though the number hasn't budged much, I have
Hmm.
lost 5, 6 inches. I am certainly way stronger. I'm pushing more weight, and I am healthier now than I probably have been in the last 10 years.
Hmm.
So I went in with a very myopic view, and I've come out with a much fuller
Hmm.
understanding of my journey. And certainly, I feel like, well, I'm not maybe 100% fixed on that crazy nutrition hang up I have. I am certainly well on my way to
Yeah.
mastering that demon that sits on my shoulder there.
I know, and that's why I always joke, like, we have a few short weeks, it feels like, at the end of the day to kinda get you guys in a completely different mindset to kind of fix all the things that we've tried in the past. So with that being said too, how'd you feel about, like, the value inside of the program since you've been in for, like, the past, like, 17 weeks?
Well, without your coaching team, I had several injuries that occurred during
Mhm,
my 17 weeks, And
Mhm.
without your coaching team, I would have been stuck. I would have been kept doing the wrong thing and extending the
Mhm.
injuries that I had. Instead, I was able to, I feel, fully exercise, but in a safe manner and get more than I probably would have if I was, certainly I got more than I would have if I was on my own. And
Yeah.
I would not have been able to do that without your team behind. So
Oh,
I appreciate it.
yeah,
And
of
I
course.
would say I have on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being highly valued, I would say it's a 10 for me, anyways, on the
Awesome.
program.
Awesome. And I guess too, like I'll ask the final question and what advice would you give someone? Maybe they're on the fence, maybe they were scrolling through Instagram, maybe they're just like you and they've tried everything and they kind of feel like there's no point of return or maybe they feel kind of lost. What would you tell them about, if they're on the fence about jumping into this program?
I think, first of all, you have to believe in yourself and know that you have a value, and then what price do you pay on that value? I could have kept going for the next 10 years struggling with the less than 1,000 calories, pushing weights, not being as healthy as I could be. Or I thought, this is my moment to believe in myself and to jump in with a team that can support me so that I can become the healthier version of myself. Because that healthier
Mhm.
version lets me play with my grandkids. It lets me run around with the daughter. It lets me, I live in the country on acreage. It lets me be able to do that very easily versus
Yeah.
struggling where I think I would have been before. And if you are sitting there thinking, do I or don't I? I would say, believe in yourself. Yes, you got to see value in yourself. And then
Mhm.
B, when you're in there, instead of bucking the process, I keep hearing in the back of my mind, don't buck the process. You've got to believe in the teachings that you are providing. Once I
Mhm.
did that and I dialed I think my nutrition is at like 93% or so
Yeah, you're
right now.
kicking it. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, "Jeez." Yeah. I was like, "Okay, Kelly."
It took me a little bit to trust her, but once I
I
trusted,
know.
it all clicked together. So I
Yeah.
think those are the three things that you
Okay.
really got to do going into the program. But if you don't see value in yourself, no program that you do is going to help you. But this one
Yeah.
is personal, and I
Mhm.
think that's the big difference. This one's personal and willing to help you work around anything that comes up.
Awesome. Well, I always say at the end of these, one, thank you for trusting us in the process because there's nothing scarier than, like I always say, finding people on the internet and handing them your money to help you. And you want help at the end of the day, like, and that's honestly our main driver. We want to help you guys. We want to get you guys going in the right direction. We also want to teach you this stuff so you're not left kind of like in the dust after your program's over. Like we want you to be able to, not even just learn this stuff for yourself, but teach your grandkids, teach,
Yeah.
anyone else at the end of the day because it's something that once you invest in, you have it for life and we can't take it away from you. So thanks again for jumping in and, thanks again for doing the interview with me. And if anyone is watching and you have questions, again, reach out. My DMs are open. So go ahead and, ask away. But,
Thank you,
and
Megan.